Exposition. The Amazon, midday. The scorching sun vainly tries to pierce the dense, multi-plate layered canopy of the tropical forest. 20 meters above the ground, among blooming orchids and thick lianas, a quiet drama unfolds. Development: the Margay cat, the size of a regular house pet, but with an incredibly long, massive tail, freezes on a thin branch swaying in the wind. Its luxurious spotted coat perfectly blends with the play of light and shadow. This animal is a true tree spirit. Margays are so attached to the canopies that they almost never descend to the ground, even birthing their young in nests high above. Suddenly, the tropical silence is broken by the plaintive cry of a baby monkey-pied tamarin. Adult monkeys, instantly reacting to the distress signal, rush to help, jumping from branch to branch. Climax. But it's an illusion. The sound isn't made by a baby monkey, but by the Margay itself. When one of the adult monkeys, driven by a powerful parental instinct, gets too close, the Margay makes a lightning-fast leap an astonishing 6 meters long. The impact is quick and inevitable. The cat uses its mass and the inertia of flight to instantly immobilize the prey. No unnecessary cruelty, just cold survival mathematics. One precise, physiologically calculated effort, and the struggle ends before it can exhaust either animal. Biological explanation. Why does the Margay hunt in such a complex way? Competition in the jungle is colossal. Jaguars, ocelots, and other large predators rule the ground. Evolution ruthlessly pushed the Margay into the trees, forcing its body to adapt to extreme conditions. Their ankles can rotate 180 degrees. This allows them to climb down a vertical trunk head first, like a squirrel, or hang from a single hind leg, completely freeing the front ones to maneuver. Mimicking monkeys is a brilliant neurobiological adaptation, a way to conserve precious energy, in an environment where every jump over a green abyss could be the last. Unfortunately, this elegant species today suffers not from natural enemies, but from humans. The clearing of rainforests for agriculture, especially coffee plantations, literally knocks the ground or, rather, the branches out from under them. 9. Rusty-spotted cat Prionosis rubiginosus, the pocket warrior of Sri Lanka. Exposition. A clear, crisp morning on the island of Sri Lanka. The sun has just risen over the rocky hills, evaporating the morning dew from the tall grass. Hidden in this sunlit savanna is a predator you might miss, even if it were standing right at your feet. Development. The rusty-spotted cat is officially considered the smallest member of the feline family in the world. Weighing barely over 1 kilogram, it looks like a fragile, touching kitten. With a grayish-brown coat delicately covered in rust-colored spots, its huge, expressive eyes constantly scan the space. But don't let this cute, almost toy-like appearance fool you. The blood of a fearless predator pulses within this tiny body. Climax. The cat detects movement. It's not a small mouse or a termite, though insects are also an important part of its diet. It is a large steppe rodent, almost matching the cat in size. The cat presses close to the ground, its body turning into a compressed spring. Jump. It attacks the animal with unexpected force for its size. A swift, chaotic struggle begins in the tall grass, under the bright sun rays. The rodent defends itself desperately. Its sharp incisors could cause a serious injury to the cat, which in the wild means inevitable death. However, the rusty-spotted cat uses phenomenal speed and incredible spinal flexibility to evade strikes and execute a precise, final hold. Split seconds decide everything. The one whose nervous system reacts faster wins. Biological explanation. Why is such a tiny creature so decisive and brave? There is evidence that during food scarcity, rusty-spotted cats can attack unusually large prey, such as young gazelles. The answer lies in their metabolism. Being a small mammal means having an extremely fast metabolic rate, which requires a constant intake of calories to maintain body temperature. they are forced to hunt almost continuously. Their aggressiveness is not a display of malice, but a desperate, biologically driven thirst for life, a hypertrophied hunter's instinct. Today, their main trial is habitat destruction and competition with wild or domestic dogs, which vastly outsize them. 8. Flat-headed cat, Preanaloris planiceps, the hydrophilic fisherman. Exposition. A glaring midday on the island of Borneo. The tropical sun reflects brightly off the surface of a shallow, fast-flowing river that winds through dense thickets of palm plantations. Right on the bank, by the water, sits a creature completely unusual to our perception. Development. The flat-headed cat looks as if nature decided to create a hybrid of a cat and an otter. It has a specific flat skull shape, small ears shifted far back, and a dark reddish head, contrasting with a snow-white belly. It's not just unafraid of water, cannot live without it. Unblinking, the cat stares into the clear, sunlit depths of the river. Its vision is perfectly adapted to the refraction of light underwater. Climax. A silvery fish carelessly swims too close to the shallows. At this moment, the cat doesn't try to carefully hook it with a paw from the dry bank, as a normal house cat would. It does the unthinkably. It executes a full, graceful, diving jump right into the water. The river parts with a loud splash, droplets sparkling in the sun. Underwater, the cat opens its eyes, makes a swift dash, and grabs the slippery, agile prey. Its paws lock onto the fish in a death grip. The struggle in the churning water lasts only a moment. The predator quickly carries its trophy back to the shore. The fish is immobilized instantly, allowing the cat to conserve the energy spent on the dive. Biological explanation. How does feline anatomy allow such tricks? The flat-headed cat is a triumph of evolutionary narrow specialization. Its paws have much more developed webbing than any other cat on the planet, even larger than the famous fishing cat. Moreover, its claws never fully retract. They act like fishing hooks or spikes on the soles to hold slippery, wriggling prey. The flat shape of the head and widely spaced eyes maximize stereoscopic vision, which is critically needed to gauge distance in an aquatic environment. Interestingly, this is one of the few cat species that supplements its diet with fruits and vegetables, sometimes even washing them in the water before eating. Their total dependence on waterways makes them incredibly vulnerable. River pollution threatens this unique species with complete extinction. 7. Andean mountain cat, Leopardus jacobita, the phantom of the high altitudes. Exposition. We transport to an altitude of over 4,000 meters above sea level, into the heart of the Andes. Here, where the cliffs reach the clouds, and the sun shines particularly bright and mercilessly through the thin atmosphere, silence reigns. It is a world of bare stones, dry shrubs, and sharp temperature swings. Right here, in the rocky labyrinths, lives one of the rarest cats on the planet. Development. The Andean mountain cat is the embodiment of adaptation. Its fur, thick, long, and silky, is colored to match the surrounding rocks gray, yellowish-brown, with distinct tabby patterns that allow it to dissolve into the landscape. It sits motionless, observing a colony of mountain viscaceous rodents resembling rabbits with long tails. The cat waits. Its patience is the result of millions of years of evolution, where any hasty action means losing precious energy that is almost impossible to replenish in these harsh conditions. Climax. A viscacha, absorbed in searching for lichens, steps away from a safe crevice in the rock. The cat moves, not like a lunging predator, but like a shadow itself, a lightning-fast dash down the slope, leaping over boulders with a grace hard to achieve at such an altitude. Its paws with wide pads provide perfect grip on the stone. Thanks to perfect coordination, it completes its maneuver, minimizing stress for itself and the prey. This is not an act of aggression, it is a biological necessity dictated by a harsh choice. Either you maintain your metabolism, or you become part of the mountain scenery. Biological explanation. Why is this cat so rare? Its evolutionary niche is extreme altitudes. It developed an incredible ability to retain heat and efficiently utilize limited resources. However, its main problem is conflict with humans. Local herders, protecting their flocks, mistakenly consider the Andean cat a threat, and mining in the mountains destroys its already fragmented environment. 6. Black-footed cat, Felis nigripes. The little titan of the desert. Exposition. Let's move from the cold peaks to the sun-baked savanna of South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana. Here, where the sand glitters under the midday sun and the air shimmers with heat, lives a creature whose bravery defies the laws of physics. The black-footed cat is the smallest African feline, weighing barely 2 kilograms. Development. Despite its fragile appearance, this cat holds the reputation of the deadliest predator among small felines. Its large ears catch the faintest sounds deep in a burrow or under rocks. The black soles of its paws, hence the name, protect it from the scorching desert surface. We see the cat confidently pacing the open space, where any other predator of its size would become an instant victim. Climax. A tense moment arises. The cat encounters a large jackal encroaching on its territory. It seems the outcome is predictable, but the cat doesn't back down. It arches its back, makes itself as large as possible, and lets out a sound impossible to expect from such a tiny creature. This isn't just a bluff, it's a demonstration of readiness to fight for every inch of life. The jackal, bewildered by such audacious aggression from a creature vastly smaller than itself, is forced to retreat. The cat doesn't attack needlessly. It defends its dignity and safety. Biological explanation. Where does such confidence come from? A high metabolic rate requires it to hunt almost every hour. It cannot afford to be a cautious coward, because starvation will set in faster than the threat passes. Its aggressive defense is an evolutionary mechanism helping it survive in an environment where there are more predators than prey. They learned to turn their small size into an advantage, the ability to hide where others cannot pass, and to dart out of the smallest crevices, makes them masters of survival. 5. Iriomote. Cat Prionelaris. Bengalensis. Iriomotensis. The island relict. Exposition. We arrive at the small Japanese island of Iriomote. This is a world of evergreen jungles, swamps, and dense mangrove forests. Here, amid humid heat and thick foliage, lives a cat known as a living fossil. It is an incredible example of isolation lasting for millennia. Development. This cat looks like a domestic one, but its behavior is the legacy of the wild forest. It can swim. It masterfully climbs trees, using every opportunity to hunt across different forest tiers. In a sunlit swamp, we see it carefully approaching the water. It searches not only for small rodents, but also for frogs, mollusks, and even fish. Its movements are the standard of caution. It doesn't just walk, it examines every blade of grass. Climax. On the riverbank, the cat notices water movement. It doesn't make a sharp jump, it freezes, becoming part of the surroundings, blending so perfectly with the shadows that it seems as if it were never there. This endurance is the result of life in the confined space of an island, where a mistake is too costly. When the fish jumps, the cat reacts instantly, plunging its paws into the water and dragging the prey onto land. It's a brief, clean act of hunting, where energy is spent only when success is 99% guaranteed. Biological explanation. The Iriomote cat is an example of how evolution proceeds on isolated islands. A limited territory requires the species to be maximally adapted to all available resources. But herein lies their greatest tragedy. Genetic diversity is limited, and the expansion of human infrastructure tears their habitat apart. Furthermore, crossbreeding with domestic cats threatens the purity of their species. For Jaguarundi herpalurus, Jaguarundi, the one who speaks to the jungle. Exposition. A hot midday in the dense thickets of South America. The sun bakes the open patches of savanna, and most animals hide in the shade to escape the exhausting heat. But for the Jaguarundi, this is the perfect time. Unlike most of its relatives, this cat is a diurnal hunter that loves the light. Development. From beneath a thick tangle of branches emerges a creature that at first glance looks like a giant weasel or otter. The Jaguarundi has an elongated, flexible body, short legs, small, round ears, and not a single spot on its fur, a solid reddish-brown or dark gray color. Suddenly, the silence is cut by a strange sound. It's not a meow or a roar. It's a complex, bird-like chirp and whistle. Jaguarundis travel and hunt in pairs, a true rarity in the feline world. Climax. We see a pair of Jaguarundis communicating with these amazing sounds, coordinating their actions. They spot a large ground bird foraging for seeds in the tall grass. Instead of a long ambush, the cats act quickly and in unison. One creates a diversion, emitting a series of short whistles, while the other makes a lightning dash through the dense brush. The bird tries to take off, but the Jaguarundi's flexible body allows it to jump up and intercept the prey mid-air. The victim is neutralized with one precise motion, preventing prolonged suffering. Biological explanation. Why do Jaguarundis look and behave so atypically, despite the name? They are not related to jaguars. Their closest genetic cousin is the puma. Their elongated anatomy is a perfect adaptation for swift movement through extremely dense undergrowth, and their impressive vocalization, scientists distinguish up to 13 different sounds, is an evolutionary necessity. In dense thickets, visual contact between partners is almost impossible, so complex. Audio communication became the key to successful cooperative survival. 3. Marbled cat Pardafelis marmorata, a miniature, clouded leopard. Exposition. The tropical forests of Southeast Asia, 30 meters above the ground. Bright sunlight floods the upper canopy, creating a blinding contrast with the deep shadows below. Here, where branches thin out and the slightest gust of wind sways the trees, lives one of the most mysterious cats in the world. Development. The marbled cat is an optical illusion of nature. Its coat is covered in luxurious, smoky patterns that make it look like a clouded leopard in miniature. But its main weapon is its tail, which is almost as long as its body and is thickly furred, acting as the perfect balancer. The cat moves along a branch no thicker than a human wrist, with absolute, magnetic confidence. Climax. Its target is a large tree lizard basking in the sun. The lizard spots the danger and swiftly darts down the vertical trunk. For most predators, this would mean the end of the hunt, but the marbled cat executes an unthinkable maneuver. It jumps onto the trunk headfirst. Its hind paws rotate almost 180 degrees, allowing its claws to firmly grip the bark. The cat rapidly descends, vertically, like a squirrel, and intercepts the lizard right in motion. It's a triumph of biomechanics, where chance plays no part. Biological explanation. Like the Margay, the marbled cat is a highly specialized arboreal species. Their flexible joints are the result of millions of years of evolutionary pressure that pushed their ancestors off the ground, ruled by larger and stronger predators, into the tree. Canopies. The ability to rotate their paws allows them to shift their center of gravity and brake during a vertical descent. Sadly, this incredible dependence on old, tall trees makes them critically vulnerable to mass deforestation. 2. Asian golden cat, Catapuma timinki, the masked warrior. Exposition. The rocky, sun-drenched foothills of Southeast Asia, among bamboo thickets and gray stones, a medium-sized cat with luxurious, thick copper-gold fur treads silently. A complex black and white pattern stands out clearly on its face, resembling war paint. Development. The Asian golden cat, or Temminck's cat, spends most of its time on the ground, patrolling its domain. It is a strong muscular predator, capable of tackling prey, much larger than itself. However, its life is full, not only of external struggles, but also of highly complex, introspecific dynamics. Climax. During the breeding season, a male and female meet in a sunlit clearing. Their courtship dance balances on the edge of tenderness and open aggression. In the natural world, reproduction is always stressful. There are known cases where males of this species, even in zoos, suddenly attacked and killed their partners or offspring. Fortunately, this time, after a tense display of strength and a complex system of warning signals, the animals part without harming each other. Biological explanation. Why do these cats exhibit such extreme, sometimes lethal, introspecific aggression? Scientists explain this through strict evolutionary mechanisms triggered by stress, overpopulation, or resource scarcity. In the wild, a male might destroy another's offspring to hasten the female's readiness to mate again and pass on his own genes. This is not cruelty in the human sense, but a cold, pragmatic, biological program. 1. Oncilla, Leopardus tigrinus, the crystal leopard of the Highlands. Exposition. We conclude our journey at a dizzying altitude of over 3,000 meters in the cloud forests of northern South America. Bright sun pierces the thin, cold air. Here lives the Oncilla cat that looks so fragile it seems a careless touch could break it. Development. The Oncilla resembles a miniature leopard weighing only about 2 kilograms. Its huge, dark eyes carefully scan the harsh shrubs. Life at such an altitude demands remarkable endurance. Oxygen is scarce, and temperatures can plummet even during the day. But the Oncilla moves with relentless, focused energy. Climax. It tracks a mountain partridge. The bird is cautious. Its vision rivals the cat's. The Oncilla uses a technique of micro-movements. It steps only when the wind rustles the branches, perfectly synchronizing its advance with the noise of nature. The final dash is fast, precise, and devoid of any wasted effort. The bird doesn't even have time to realize what happened. The Oncilla delivers a filigree bite to the cervical vertebrae, instantly ending resistance. No chaos, just pure, flawless efficiency. Biological explanation. The Oncilla's miniature size is its main trump card in the harsh highland conditions. Large predators lack enough prey here to feed themselves, whereas the Oncilla can maintain its metabolism on small rodents, lizards, and birds. It occupies a unique ecological niche, unreachable by jaguars or pumas. Its fragility is merely an illusion. In reality, it is one of the most resilient cats on the planet. Conclusion. A reflection of our own nature. We have traveled from the humid forests of Borneo to the icy highlands of the Andes. We've seen 10 fantastic, unique creatures whose very existence seems like a miracle. But evolution does not perform miracles. It creates perfect answers to the harshest environmental challenges. No action of these predators, be it the illusory mimicry of the Margay or the desperate aggression of the tiny black-footed catties, driven by malice. Every movement, every instinct is forged by millions of years of uncompromising selection. They are the living, breathing chronicles of our planet, masterpieces of biomechanics and neurobiology that exist in a fragile balance with their environment. But today, this balance is broken, and not by nature. Deforestation, river pollution, mythologized medicine, and poaching pushed these perfect hunters to the brink of extinction. They survived struggles with jackals, harsh climates, and oxygen deprivation, but they are utterly defenseless against an excavator or a hunting rifle. Looking into their eyes, we see more than just wild animals. We see a reflection of our own responsibility. To save these fantastic little-known felines means preserving the most complex and beautiful mechanisms of nature, without which the palette of life on Earth will fade forever. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Stay curious, respect wildlife, and remember, The greatest mysteries often hide right before our eyes. We just need to know how to look.